Hello everyone, welcome back to my zodiac sign series where I try to figure out how the zodiac signs would dress themselves. I already made a video for Capricorn, Cancer, Sagittarius and Gemini, and today it's time for another earth sign, which is Virgo. I only have my Venus in Virgo, so I have to give a disclaimer that this is solely based on my own assumptions and interpretations. If you do have a Virgo sun or rising, or just a lot of planets there, feel free to tell me if you relate to any of this. But I will be taking some stereotypes and concepts of the zodiac sign, and I will try to figure out how they can play a role in personal style and preferences. But do note that nobody is 100% a Virgo. Everybody has a mix of different elements, and that will result in a variety of styles. Let's start with their color palette. Virgos often lean towards practicality and minimalism, much like the other earth signs. So they have a lot of neutrals, and black will be one of their staple colors, embodying simplicity and sophistication. And I feel like black is also a functional color, which Virgos definitely are, but is also still very elegant. Although Gemini and Virgo is ruled by the same planet, Mercury, I think this is the biggest difference between the two. Geminis can feel a bit two-faced, like I said in my video, not actually in a bad way, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean that they will have different styles, different vibes going on, and Virgos will like simplicity and it will be very cohesive. Most of their pieces will go together because they have a lot of basics or just gravitate to one particular style. In my personal style, I can see that my Gemini Mars and my Virgo Venus are fighting a lot because one wants variety and the other one wants a cohesive palette. And if I look at my personal style journey, I see a lot of phases where I gravitated towards decluttering, minimalism, and a staple wardrobe. But then I never felt satisfied with my wardrobe and always added more pieces to it. So now I know I need my staples and I satisfy my need for variety with thrifted clothes that I can change often. But a pure Virgo would just go for their staples. They will look for the best thing. They will definitely check if it's 100% wool or cotton and so on to see if it is a quality piece. And I feel like that's also a common thing for earth signs because they will gravitate to pure materials and natural materials. Because they're not the ones to chase fleeting trends, but rather opt for timeless pieces that stand the test of time, Virgos can come off as very basic. But if you look closely, you can see that there's more to it. They have an eye for details. For example, at first glance, this is just a black pants. But if you look closely, there is a flower pattern created by loose threads. It is subtle, but makes this look more special and refined. And in that way, I feel like Virgos are that girl. They come off as very basic, and you can ask yourself why they look so good in very basic pieces. But it is because every piece is thoroughly considered by fit, by material, and versatility. Virgos may occasionally incorporate color into their outfits, and when they do choose to embrace color, they will pair it with neutrals to maintain a sense of balance and sophistication. So I wore this grey cashmere sweater from COS as a blank canvas to start with, and the colors I chose are very muted, but the bag still feels like an accent because of the grey sweater I paired it with. And I think that's the power of the Virgos aesthetic. They will add minimal visual interest to their look, but because they create a space for it, a blank canvas, their details will be noticed and will not overwhelm an outfit. But I also want to discuss something that is often overlooked, because while Virgos are often associated with refined elegance and practical sophistication, many also embrace a darker and edgier aesthetic. And this inclination towards a grungy look stems from Virgo's complex and multifaceted nature. Beneath their polished exterior lies a depth of emotions and intensity that finds expression through their fashion choices by some. Virgos are keen observers of the world around them, attuned to the complexities of human experience, and this sensitivity often leads them to explore themes of darkness and introspection in their style, reflecting their introspective nature and their ability to delve into the shadowy depths of the psyche. And I think that's why you sometimes can mistake a Virgo for a Scorpio. So here I try to incorporate those two elements, an element of grunge and an element of classic Virgo-ness. So I have this denim skirt that is very dark, and I feel like this has a little bit of a grungy aesthetic, but then I paired it with this white shirt. But it's not just a white shirt, it's a white shirt from Anne Meulemeester, and I feel like that aesthetic can be seen as the Virgo aesthetic that went a little bit more on the dark side. And I also feel that is because, especially in their early life, they were seen as very soft. They later in life will want to channel their inner rebellious spirit and embrace a sense of authenticity and rawness. Whether it's distressed denim, a band t-shirt, a chunky boot, these pieces speak to Virgo's desire to break free from society's norms and express themselves on their own terms. And I know that in the beginning of this video I said they most of all have a very cohesive style. I feel like if they wear a juxtaposition, it will be this contrast between softness and strength, light and darkness. So for example, pairing a leather jacket with a delicate lace top, or combat boots with a flowing skirt, for example. The dark aesthetic also serves as a form of protection for Virgos, allowing them to shield themselves from the harsh realities of the world. In a society that often values surface appearances over inner depth, embracing a grungy look can be a way for Virgos to carve out their own space and assert their individuality. But again, this will not come out in every Virgo. For example, in this look, I tried it in a more subtle way. So this look is made out of very basic pieces, a classic jeans, a basic sweater, but then I combine it with these boots, which can come off as a little bit more dark because they are black, but also because I feel like the look of a boot gives off that dark aesthetic. Again, the same with this bag. It's also a black bag, but the details in it come off as a little bit more of that grungy aesthetic or that dark aesthetic that can be mistaken for a Scorpio, but I feel like it is in the combination of other elements that you can see that this is still the Virgo aesthetic because it is paired with these very classic pieces. And if you are familiar with these styles of videos, I always go to the opposite sign. So the next video I'll make is about Pisces, but I also wanted to touch upon a couple of differences between the two, but I will get into it more with the Pisces aesthetic video. But Pisces is very ethereal, very free-flowing and experimental, and I feel like that is one of the biggest contrasts of the two. Pisces will be far more romantic looking than a Virgo, while a Virgo will still look very practical. Their pieces will have a practical purpose, so that's what you can see in this look. This is a very basic look for me to go to work, for example, and that is not something that a Pisces will be concerned at when they are shopping or when they are drawn to a piece. So that was everything for this video. If you have some Virgo placement, let me know if you recognized yourself in this video, and let me know if you have some additions, things that I didn't talk about that you think are common things in the style of Virgos. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.